We are going
Here we
live
are.
in the tribe.
That's right. What's up, Plant Chicks Tribe? Y'all, it's like every holiday this weekend. It's Easter, it was Passover, and Ramadan is going on. So happy all of the above. We hope that you had an incredible weekend. And I'm Jackie.
And I'm Marcia. We're co-founders of Plant Chicks.
Welcome, welcome. So I have to say that yesterday, so my mother-in-law came in town on Saturday. She's been here for Easter weekend, and we got to go out on my girlfriend's boat yesterday, and we had the most magical time. It was so incredible. It was just so peaceful and perfect. We got up, we went to Easter Sunday Mass. We go to this tiny little church on South Beach. It's super small, and the church was decorated beautifully, and we just had so much fun. It was like a perfect day. It was chill, no drama, no nothing. It was fun. We were dancing. We ate a lot of really good food, and I'm doing sugar free. And as I was taking a bite of something, I'm like, oh, after I'd already eaten some like sweet stuff, I'm like, oh, I forgot I'm doing no sugar. So I had a little bit of sugar yesterday. It's what it is. I'm back on track right after that happened. I'm like, all right, I'll pick it back up starting now. So I'm back to no sugar, except tomorrow I am going to have a little bit for my girlfriend's birthday. We're going back on her boat, and I'll imbibe a little bit. We have a really good vegan chocolate cake for her. How was your Easter? How was your weekend?
It was good. It was very chill. I just kind of cleaned the house. I worked out. What else I do? And it was crazy is I was charging my Apple Watch and I didn't bring my watch to my workout. And then now it obsessed me. Whereas before I wore it cleaning the house and I burned 660 calories or like in 2 hours just downstairs. I put it on and it wouldn't give me like, I wanted to put in house cleaning, but I just put like outdoor walk, you know what I mean? It throughout the house, and then for 2 hours on the outdoor walk in my house, in that setting, it said I burned like 600 something calories in 2 hours, and that was just the downstairs of my house.
And I'm so glad that you actually tracked it on your watch, because you guys, as much as you hate, or if you're like me, I really do not like cleaning. But if you're like Marcia and you change your mindset, and I'll do this every once in a while, I'll be like, all right, I'm going to use this as a workout, or I'll use it as part of my workout. And literally, like if you're mopping, if you're scrubbing, if you're folding clothes, like you're getting in exercise. So I'm so glad you did that. We should actually do a post about that.
I know. I'll snap it and send it to you so you can put it for our emails, because it was actually pretty cool, because I never even tracked how much calories I'd clean. Y'all, we always have a house cleaner that comes every single week. But my husband quit his job in December. We were really tightening on finances. And he was like, well, since I'm not working, we're cleaning the house. So we're firing the maid. We haven't had somebody clean our house since December. It's us now. And I'm so spoiled of having somebody clean our house. And then my husband and I will trade off, like, you do the downstairs, you do the upstairs, or vice versa. And we'll do a floor. And it literally takes us about 2 hours to clean the floor if we split it up, right? So we're like, and usually he wants to do it on a weekday. He doesn't like doing it on weekends, but we had to do it yesterday because we had a friend in town, Lori Graham, and she was here all week. So we didn't want to spend 2 hours cleaning when she was here. So we ended up doing it yesterday. And I was like, oh my gosh, I burnt 600 something calories just cleaning. So yes, very active between mopping, scrubbing, dusting. Like, you don't think of these things, and you may not be sculpting your body, but you're doing functional stuff that when you exercise, it helps you do these things better. Because after a while, from mopping and cleaning and stuff like that, my arm was getting tired, my shoulder,
Yes.
so mopping the floors and, doing the vacuum and doing all the rug stuff. So you guys think about some of these things in your life, like, when you're exercising, say you're doing boxing or you're picking something up, like you're doing a squat. So you do these functional exercises so you can be strong for your normal everyday life. You know what I mean? So I thought it was actually pretty cool. I thought, let me do that. And my watch was dying. So I put it on the hook, and Keith's like, okay, let's go to the gym. So I was like, all right, we go to the gym. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Oop. Sorry, guys. I'm like, I forgot I'm like, I'm too comfortable here. Sorry, no. I'm like, I forgot my watch. And Keith's like, it didn't happen. It didn't happen.
No, but I hate it when I do that. Not just the F-bomb, but the Apple Watch, I've done that before. I'm like, I get so, it's like when you're used to looking at your data and you forget, you're like, man, because yeah, it doesn't count, but it really does, obviously. And this is a funny tangent side note. So the whole F bomb. All right, so now you guys know how Marcy and I talk when we talk to each other, but that's not what I was going to say. We had a friend, so Charles's mom got in Saturday, and we had a friend come over, and we all, like, Charles cooked dinner. We had so much fun, and we were telling a story. Like, literally, Charles does not swear in front of his mother. I am probably the child that will swear the most in front of their mom, but no one, they don't swear in front of their mom, really. And Charles was telling a story. He was all heated, and he slipped too, the F bomb. And he did exactly like you, Marcia. So he did that, and he went, 57 years old, and he like was like, sorry, Mom. It was so funny. It was so funny. But you gotta love when life happens, and so seriously, now you know how
I would never cuss around my parents, you know.
Oh,
Yeah, my sister would, which is crazy. I feel like I had that respect. I would, even to this day, they'd be like, no, I don't know what, there's something in me, I would never cuss. I feel like
yeah.
it's rude. But with my friends, I feel really lax. Of course, I throw the F bombs and the S bombs and stuff like that. So I don't know, it comes out every once in a while. But I was just, even with Keith, my husband and I, we do the same thing.
Yeah.
I was saying he probably speaks cleaner than I do. So
Same. I know you and I are so much alike, and our husbands are so much alike. It's kind of comical.
It is comical. But this is a crazy thing. So yesterday too, I had posted after I came back from leg day, I posted a picture of me when I was released 2 weeks off of coming off COVID. Yeah. And then because when I actually going into COVID, I was 150 pounds because I was 25. I have the data from my doctor. I was 150 pounds and I was 25% body fat from Dr. Fine's office when they did the whole thing. When I got COVID, I went down to 132. My lowest was 128. When I was sick 3 days later, I stepped on the scale, it was 128. But once I started having fluids and, a little bit of food, I can eat a lot. I stayed about 131 to 133. I was about the 132 range. And that's where I was when I was, let me show you guys. When I competed, this is 15 years ago, I competed. I was always around 130 something for stage, low 130s. It could be high 127 to 132. But I was fit here. We'll tell you that. I was obviously not fit. It ripped through a lot of my muscle. I didn't feel very good. It took me a long time to feel normal because I had this weird lingering anxiety. I just couldn't eat very much. I felt weak. I couldn't work out. And this was what's crazy when I reflect back to this. And when I was super skinny, a lot of my clothes didn't fit. And everybody kept telling me how good I looked. And I was telling Keith, here I was sick and people told me I looked good because of the weight loss. And my normal range for the past probably 10 years, as I've been in my 40s, but 138, when I've been 38 years old up until now, I'm 47, I'll be 48 this year. I've been 145 has been my norm, has always been my norm. And for me to drop down to 130, 127, and people tell me I look amazing, I look great, but I didn't feel good inside. I think it's kind of interesting how people will tell you how good you look, right? When you're feeling sick and you don't feel good. And so what's interesting is, fast forward now, 8 months later, it is taking me 8 months to get back to 100. And I'm still 144 to 145 right now. I gained my weight back, but healthier. Now I'm 20% body fat. And I like to stay around this range, but I would like to be, just selfishly, because I'm all about body composition, I would like to be my normal 18 and 19, and fit and healthy. That's where I'm at. Not skinny. I want to be fit. I want to be healthy. And, it's kind of interesting. I had people tell me because I took my pictures and it is deceiving to look because I look really muscular in my pictures, but in person it's kind of different. I was in those pictures flexing in the mirror. I was like, I look good. I'm all flexing. And I had people tell me, of my friends, which I thought was shocking, they're like, I liked you skinnier. They don't like me so muscular. And I was like, wow.
From the post yesterday? From your
Yes.
stories?
Yes. So it is interesting how some people oh, you look amazing, fit, you look amazing. Yeah. And other people I liked you with less muscle, you look better to me, the skinnier supermodel and they're trying to say it in a nice way. And I just wrote back and said, that's when I was my sickest and I did not feel well. You know what I mean?
This, Marcia, first of all, there's so much to unpack here. Like, it's this one of the things, like in the whole eating disorder space, it can be so hard. Like, it's not good to comment on people's weight. If it's too high, first of all, people never say, oh, you look fat. They'll always say, like, when you're thin or whatever, oh, you look good. You lost weight. Oh, you look skinny. But very rarely do people comment and say, you look too skinny. So there's so much there, but it's kind of crazy how people are telling you how they like you better. And I love how you are solid enough in where you are, and you know how you feel better. But so many women don't have that. Like, so many women, they care more about what people think, and they don't pay attention to how they feel. So I'm so glad that you're able to respond that way and share that with everyone here watching. Like, how do you feel? Like, when you're feeling muscular, do you feel more energetic? When you're sick and like skinny or whatever, like, it's all like how you feel. Like, if you feel better at a certain place, that's where you need to go to, because sickly, no energy, like, that's not good.
I could barely eat. And I remember I was so skinny. I had a girlfriend say to me, oh, I bet you can eat whatever you want. And I was literally not feeling well. I could barely eat coming off COVID. I was basically fasting for 5 days. I couldn't taste or smell, lost my taste and smell. I remember coming out, I was trying to eat mashed potatoes and I couldn't even taste them. And then going into it, me and Keith were literally eating tiny portions, not our normal portions, for at least a couple months, which is crazy to think about. And I hung out in the low 130s for a very long time. And people told me how good I was. Oh, I bet you can eat whatever you want. And I just didn't feel good. And now I'm at this place. I'm in a very healthy place. I feel happy where I'm at. I've worked hard to get here for sure. Got my period back. My hair's growing back. It really did me a disservice, like twice when I had that COVID. Second time, much worse than the first. But without all that being said, it took me about 8 months from the time that date, when I looked at that date, because I was 2 weeks after I had COVID, I went to 3 weeks. I went to my friend's birthday party in Florida, Key West, and took that picture. I was so skinny. The reason why I took that picture was standing in the doorway of the bathroom with Keith, and I put my bathing suit on. He just looked at me. He was like, well, I haven't seen you this thin since you competed. And Keith likes a thicker girl. My husband just likes a thicker, more muscular girl. He doesn't like skinny or anything like that. And I've always been about fit and healthy, not about skinny. When I was younger, I did, but as soon as I got to a certain mentality, I was all about, let me lift weights. I want to be fit. I want muscles. So I've always had that in my head since my husband's known me. And he just saw me in the door, and I remember him in the doorway of the bathroom. We were in a hotel when I shot that picture. And he just kind of was like taken back of how thin I was. And I was too, looking at him at that same trip, because he lost his belly. My husband has had a belly because my boy likes to eat. So, and then all of a sudden he had no belly, and his face was so thin. And we were sitting there taking pictures. We kind of looked gaunt because we all have fuller faces. And I just was like, and so it was interesting. I took a picture in that doorway. I go, look, I was joking around, and I said, I look like a supermodel. And I I literally had my ribs showing, which is crazy. I could suck it in more and I would have looked anorexic, which I feel like kind of did. But I just went to the door, did a cute little pose, and snapped a picture in the mirror. And I'm like, I'm just going to snap this of what I looked like at this weight, because I don't have any other pictures at that weight that I took, except for maybe just like in a picture with the group on that trip, coming out of it, because I just didn't feel well. I didn't even want to take any pictures. I didn't want to do any video. I just did not feel my best. And the moment I started gaining a little bit of weight back, even people were like, you look so different in the face. Like, it is interesting what people say to you along the way. And these are my friends, which is crazy. This ain't random strangers. These are people that I actually know. So, but I was like, no, I'm not eating whatever I want. I was trying to eat healthy. I was trying to get back to a normal workout thing, because when I wasn't feeling my best, there was a good 3-month period where I could not work out, because first it was my lung situation. I was so winded. Once I got that a little under control, I couldn't even lift like a weight. Like I was so weak, like 3 and 5 pounds were so heavy. A regular lunge without any weight was so heavy. I literally had to start from scratch. So, you know what I'm saying? So I had to start, like, it humbled me for sure, put me back to square one. And I immediately thought, when I get out of this weird funk that I'm in, I'm going to take care of my body. And that's what I've been doing this entire year. I've been working so hard on my sleep, on my anxiety, and things are coming back now. Like I got my period back, my hair is growing back, my weight is coming back in a healthy way. Now I'm 20% body fat versus 25, which is way better for me,
So your body composition is getting in a better range. Like you're good where you are now.
Yes, I'm in a healthy weight for sure, and just the inside competitor of me always wants to be a little fitter, that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to worry about what I look like. I just want to feel good because that's my goal. So this is, what are your goals this week, Jackie put on? It is just to continue to feel good as I'm going through this journey, because I don't care how healthy you are, because people always like, you're healthy. I can't believe you got COVID. You guys know I've been fighting low vitamin D for 8 years. That's why I got it. Vitamin D. Doesn't matter how healthy I am, but if there's one component wrong, it could be that, right? And there's studies on that. And I always tell people I had low vitamin D, and they're like, well, why weren't you supplementing? You obviously, people know my story. I've been trying to supplement for 8 years. I got the shot now, and jacked it up to 89. So I put on the calendar every 6 weeks. I go and get a vitamin D shot. And vitamin D shots work for my system. Supplements don't. So we learn from these things.
Absolutely. So you're trudging along and you're going to keep on the path where you are, and you are getting ready to go for your beach vacation. Are you excited?
Yes, I am. It's much needed for my husband and I, for sure. Because the last trip we went on, we had COVID. That was well, we came off COVID. Remember, we weren't feeling well, and we flew to Key West for my friend's 50th birthday. After I tested, 3 weeks later, I wasn't positive anymore. So then we flew out, and I didn't feel my best. It wasn't the best trip that I shouldn't even went on that damn trip. But I think I was there for the vitamin D, trying to get out in nature and stuff like that. But I just didn't feel my best. I probably really, at the end of the day, should have went on that trip. Now I'm ready to go on a trip.
Exactly. And if you guys are not subscribed to our newsletter, head over to our website, plantchicks.com, subscribe to our newsletter, because Marcia is going to be writing. She's got a big announcement of what she's going to be doing, and she'll be sending that out next week. So make sure you're on our newsletter so you can see all the exciting stuff coming from Marcia. And you know what I did this weekend? I started Zoe. And a lot of people have been asking, what's Zoe? What's Zoe? So we have a lot of you guys who are following us from Dr. B. And Dr. B is actually now working with Zoe. And Zoe checks your blood sugars at the beginning, not for the whole time. But most importantly, it looks at your gut microbiome. So over the weekend, I forget what day it was, I got to do a stool sample. And you guys, I've worked in GI for years and years and years. And I've always heard about people having to do stool samples, and I never really understood what that was. So now I did it. I know what it's like, and I won't get my results for 6 more weeks. And that's like painful because I want to know now. But what they do is they look at my stool sample, and then I'm wearing this blood glucose monitor because I agreed to take part in their study. And let me stay on one track because I'm going to get ADD big time right here. So I'm going to take part in their study. And to do that, you have to eat muffins for breakfast and lunch on one day. So I did that on Saturday, excuse me. I did that Saturday. And then on Sunday morning, I also had to eat 2 more muffins for breakfast and then fast. Like there's very specific protocols. And if you guys decide you want to check out Zoe, just shoot us a DM or leave a comment, but you can go to joinzoe.com and use Plant Chicks to save 10% because it's pretty amazing. But what they do is they look at your blood glucose, like how you respond to these muffins, and your gut microbiome. And then you also put in all this stuff in their Zoe app, like what's your diet look like? What are some things that you eat normally? And then in the gut report that you get back in 6 weeks, they'll look at what your typical diet is, and they'll also look at everything that I'm going to be eating over the next 2 weeks because I have to put it in my app. And they're going to say, do more of this, do less of that, because these are the good gut microbiome, good gut bugs that you have. And this is ways to get them elevated or diversify your gut microbiome even more. And these are the unhealthy gut microbiome that you have, and you need to avoid this or do less of that so that you can minimize those. Because we all have good and bad in our gut microbiome, and it's all a matter of like increasing the good while decreasing the bad, if that makes sense. And there's so many things that can impact it. And this is fun. So this is the blood glucose app, and I'm going to check my blood glucose. So I just check this. I click that little button, and then I scan the sensor, and you'll feel it vibrate. And then my number, I'm at 98, and it's just like holding steady because I'm drinking some coffee that has a little bit of Form protein powder in it. That's how I love my coffee now. And a little bit of almond milk, Daily Harvest almond milk. And we've got codes for all of those things too. So if you want to try Form protein, shoot us a DM. We've got a code to save you money there. And also Daily Harvest, $35 you can save.
How long do you have? Yeah, it's $35 off your first box. So
Okay.
How long does that have to stay on?
It's only good for 14 days. So I only have mine for 10 more days. And the cool thing is that Zoe, when you're in the Zoe app, like it tells you there's different ways that you can like play and check your blood sugar. So it'll give me some challenges that I can do. So I'm definitely going to go do those challenges, and it's going to be interesting to see how it is. And it's also been fun, like seeing how my lumen is working. And I've really been staying in fat burn and like 2s and 3s for the most part. I actually had a challenge day on lumen yesterday, and I didn't get to blow again because I forgot to bring it on the boat. But whatever, it is what it is. But you guys, I'm actually really, really enjoying Zoe, and I love checking my blood sugars. I fasted on Fridays during Lent, and it might be something that I keep doing, but my blood sugars like dipped down in the evening, and they got really low like while I was sleeping. Just on the fast night, they don't. I had one other night, I think it was Saturday night going into Easter Sunday, that had a little couple low periods, but it's not bad. But it's just really interesting. I'm learning so much about myself. And one of the things I like about this, and this is something that I would recommend for some of you who are doing plant plates, but you notice that something doesn't feel right, because like I can have maybe I can eat blueberries, but Marcia can't. So in my oatmeal or in my whatever I have blueberries in, instead of having blueberries, Marcia would add a different fruit because her body responds better to those fruits. Does that make sense? It's really kind of cool. Well, hello from Boca. And I don't even know when we were talking about that. So I'm sorry. I'm like just seeing all these different comments.
It's Wendy Harris.
What's up, Wendy Harris from Boca? I love that you're from Boca. It's right up the street. Oh my gosh, the weather was so seriously beautiful this weekend. No, but literally, I am loving Zoe and seeing how I can tweak. I mean, it's going to be interested to see how they recommend that I tweak to maximize my gut health, because Marcia and I, we are obsessed with the gut microbiome, and we're also obsessed with brain health. And I sent you that book, Marcia, you guys. I'm going to have to do a whole post on this after I'm done reading this book. I just started listening to this book, Stress Less, Accomplish More, by Emily Fletcher. And it's all about meditating. And there's some stuff in here that I've not ever heard before.
Really?
Yes. This is really good. I cannot wait for you to read it. You're going to love it.
I cannot wait too.
Yes. Definitely get it for the beat. Well, you've got so many other books right now, but put it in your queue because I know you will love it. And she coaches a lot of like high profile people, like different like CEOs and everything. And just how powerful. She does 2 different meditations a day. So 15 minutes in the morning and 1 in the afternoon, or whenever you want to do them. But it's really, really an incredible book. So my goals this week, I've got I'm flying up to Georgia on Wednesday to help out with my mom. So my goals this week are sleep. I'm going to piggyback on Marcia's, like get in my good sleep and literally get outside every day and walk. get some sun and get some movement in my body because it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot though this weekend. And Wendy used to be the Sun Warrior broker for me.
So you can't really
She was my Sun Warrior.
What?
Wendy,
I used to be a Sun Warrior broker for New York. I know Marcia was working with them too. Yes. Good old Sun Warrior.
Those people are awesome.
That's a blast from the past.
It is a blast from the past. So, you guys, if you're listening, what are your goals this week? We want to hear what your goals are for the week. And, literally, we're here every Monday. Oh, that's the wrong one. What are your goals this week? We're here every week. We claim our goals. We want you to claim your goals. So write them out in the comments. We always head to Instagram when we're done with this one. And, use social media to your benefit and post like the amazing things that you want to accomplish this week. But this week, I'm literally going to be focusing on getting some sunshine, getting outside, and moving my body because it's going to be very stressful. There's going to be stressful moments when I go up to Georgia and get to help out. I get to help out with my mom. So
yes,
it's going to be fun.
You get to help. Yes. I was looking for that book. Does that mean because the video's frozen? Am I frozen?
I don't know. Is it better? Let us know if the video's better.
I'm looking for the book Stress. If I get it now, I can take it on the trip with me. So I'm going to get it.
Yay! Girl, you're really, really going to love it. And she has questions in there, like different things to write down. And I have 2 friends who are doing it, have done it. And one girl, she's been sick. Like things can manifest as sickness. And
yes.
She's been like having all these weird feelings. And not everyone doing that. Okay, she's refreshed. We're good.
It'll come tomorrow so I can take it on my trip.
Yay! Girl, you're going to love it. And Marcia, you finished Intensity, right?
Yes, I finished Intensity. Yes. So it was last day of Intensity. It was our 21-day program. So 10 minutes a day. I actually used it for a warm up to my workouts. It was a really good 10-minute warm up. And I just kind of altered it. The days that I felt really good, I did more HIIT. And the days that I was feeling tired or not so much at intuitive working out, I did the LIT. And sometimes I did a combo of each. But yeah, and so I did 10 minutes. I would do my strength training prior to that, it was a really great warm up to get in there. So you guys, you can always do Intensity for your 10-minute warm up, then go into Plant Chicks Power. And there's the workouts in Plant Chicks Power that are created for the gym. And if you want more of a fuller look that's, lean and mean, with more weights, because everyone has a different, at the end of the day, you need to lift weights. It is good for you, no matter if you're lifting a 5-pound or 20 pounds, whatever weight you are lifting. But there are workout programs in the gym designed for you to bring to the gym. You can pull it up. This is what my competitors use to get into shape. This is what I'm using right now. Happy New Rear has been what I've been doing. And that's where I've been getting my results from. So if you guys had seen my latest picture from getting super scary skinny to fit, I do want to let you know it's taken me 8 months just because I had some COVID issues. But now I'm in an obviously healthier place. I don't know if you guys could see that.
Mm-hmm. Love it.
So it's taken me 8 months to get there. So which is all about patience, and make sure sleep is number one. You get lifestyle factors checked: sleep, managing stress and anxiety, and then nutrition. I'm not 100%. I'm like 80 to 85% super clean. The rest I'm having some treats and some fun. I was 100% during the beginning of the year. And then I forgot what broke me almost 4 months into it. So, and then I remember I had a glass of champagne with my husband. I did something, and then I did the tea party, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm on this trajectory. But I keep resetting back to square one, where I'm having no sugar, no caffeine, no alcohol, and reset. Of course, on my trip, though, I am probably going to have some fun treats because I didn't do this in account. So I'm proud of myself for doing months ahead of time. But I do want to commit to doing a few more months of this year where I do like 90 days, nothing again, because that was really beneficial for my body and my sleep.
Yes, and mental health for reals. I think that's incredible. And I also love that you are giving yourself some grace and you're going to enjoy some treats on your vacation, because that's what vacation's all about. It's about having fun. But you guys, fun to us is also being healthy and working out, moving our body, eating like nourishing and healing foods. That literally brings us both joy. But having like a little snack here and there or a little fun treat, we are all about it. 80% whole food, 10 to 20% soul food. So I love that you brought that up. So, and we did see, yes, we'll find your message, we'll reply, we'll get something set up with you. And you guys, if you want to come join us on Instagram, we're heading over there momentarily. If you have not written in your goals, write in your goals, claim your goals for the week, because when you claim them, you're more likely to do them. And you should refer back to them every day or multiple times throughout the day. You got this. We can't wait to see you slay your goals. Love you guys.
Bye, guys. See you on Instagram.